I'd say it wasn't the greatest debate. I'd say Donald Trump has definitely lost a lot of credibility and respect in the past few weeks, and I'd say Hillary would probably be the winner of probably the first one. I wouldn't say there's really a winner of this most recent one.
Kind of hard to say who I think won. It seemed like Hillary was very more trying to disprove Trump, saying that he's wrong all the time, rather than, I don't know, trying to say why she was correct. They both just kind of kept harping back at specific points. Like, Trump always goes back to her emails. Hillary always goes back to how he is very, sexist in what he said a very long time ago.
I definitely believe that Hillary won because Trump was just, I believe he was frankly incredibly rude the entire time, and I believe that he did not act in a professional manner, and he was not someone with a temperament that I would want to be president.
Hillary probably performed best in the debate, but just like the first debate, Trump is attempting to set himself up as an outsider politician, and Hillary is trying to set herself up as the establishment politician. And so by not appearing as composed and comfortable in the debate setting as Donald Trump did in both debates so far, he simply reinforces that group, and Hillary reinforces her own group. And based on the way that they talk and that sort of thing, both are reinforcing their own supporters, but aren't reaching out to undecided voters very well.
He tends to just point the finger and say her policies don't work. When she got up, she said, you can go to my website and you can see the policies that I would put in place. And he tends to just point the finger and say, oh, well, she doesn't have anything.
I see there's a meme going around where he was like, then you'd be in jail if he ran the country. He just calls her out for a lot of things.
The topic of her emails, he was trying to push that question very hard, and he even said a few things that I very much disagree with about how if he became president, the first thing he would do was order the FBI and the Department of Justice to launch a special investigation. And I feel like that is incredibly inappropriate.
I mean, he came out well in the debate. I mean, he appeared to have a lot of energy throughout it and such, which was good. He didn't spend as much time going off on tangents as he did in the first one. That was something that got a lot of attention, I think, and he corrected that in this one. The low moment, definitely around minute 10, I think, where they brought up the video and he deflected it a little bit, gave kind of offhand apology, and then started talking about how he was going to destroy ISIS. And it really reminds me of that Family Guy episode where Lois runs for mayor, and every time somebody asks her a question, she just says, we're going to kill the terrorists.
I'd say she stays calm much more than Donald Trump does. I'd say he's easy to anger, and he's thin-skinned. I mean, he's been constantly attacking her throughout the entire presidential run, so I'd say she's kept it together pretty well.
She just kept saying that he was wrong, and just he's completely false in everything that he says, and I don't think that that's true. I'm not all cut up today on the facts. I don't claim to be, but there's no possible way that he is completely wrong.
I feel like she was very respectful, and she had some really, really good responses as to not getting angry or not getting too riled up to some of Trump's responses and a lot of his interruptions and all that. So I feel like that's probably the high moment for me, is just how she didn't get angry and didn't get enticed by all of the things that he did.
Overall, she came across as very well composed, and like I said, that supports an establishment politician, and I think that honestly that's what I want to see in a president. I want to see someone that clearly has a lot of years behind them in politics and that knows a lot about foreign policy and their own agenda. And I think that she just came out showing more of that.
I believe it's a good reflection of his character, because his opinions do not seem to have changed even now. I realize it was a little older tape, but I mean, even so, he has still said some very, very disrespectful things about women and towards women. So I feel like it is a good reflection of his character.
It's not really something a president should do at any point in their life, even if it was just locker room talk, or however he says it. It's not really appropriate for a president to act that way.
The way that he put it was like locker room talk, and I didn't really kind of fully understand what that meant. I'm pretty sure he means like he was just trying to make himself, I don't know, seem like more manly or something by it. I feel like it was a very immature thing that he said, I think very spur of the moment, and I think a lot of guys do that. So it doesn't necessarily reflect him in his like politics per se. I feel like it wasn't a very nice thing that he said.
I think that it appears unquestionable that it does reflect his character. I mean, looking at the debate performance and the way that he composed himself there, the best way for Trump to recover from that would have been to not constantly interrupt his female opponent every time she started to talk, and so on and so forth. Gets pegged for being disrespectful to women, and then shows up to a debate and immediately starts treating his opponent with less respect. Whether he would do that with a male opponent is unclear, but it simply goes to illustrate the sort of culture that he was spreading with his words in that video.